And we got across to breaking news coming in. Government sources have told your channel that the Prime Minister has spoken to the Chief Ministers of 3 states, Manipur, Tripura and Sikkim. This is on the COVID-related situation. What exactly was discussed is something we are still to know, and Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, will be joining us very shortly to give us more details. But Prime Minister, who's personally been monitoring details emerging out of every state, and sources that are telling us that the Prime Minister has personally spoken to Chief Ministers of 3 states, Manipur, Tripura and Sikkim, on the COVID-related situation. Remember, as we talk, the numbers emerging out of these states. But before that, I want to cut across to Abhishek, who is with us on the phone line. Abhishek, if you could share with us more about what was spoken between the Prime Minister and these Chief Ministers.
Well, see, Suresha, the Prime Minister is concerned that this second wave should not get transmitted to as yet unaffected areas, and that's why the focus on these states. So Prime Minister today has spoken to Chief Ministers of Manipur, Tripura, and Sikkim. And what is important is that Prime Minister has spoken yesterday also with some Chief Ministers, including that of Jharkhand, Mr. Hemant Soren, who perhaps did not like the idea of Prime Minister engaging with him. But then we have seen how Prime Minister has been engaging with other Chief Ministers as well. He spoke to administrations of 11 of those states which are reporting 1 lakh plus cases or which have 1 lakh plus standing cases of COVID. So I think the Prime Minister is fully involved in making sure that all levels of government from center downwards right up to district are aligned in tackling COVID and make sure that the wave is controlled, the wave is brought in control. We earlier spoke to Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, in terms of whatever support Australians are sending in and what more can be done. So a mix of diplomacy and governance we are seeing here. And while some chief ministers might not like it, despite the fact that they are having high numbers, Prime Minister doing his bit to make sure that Team India involves the states as well, and hence this conversation with Chief Ministers of Manipur, Tripura and Sikkim.
All right, Abhishek, many thanks for those details.